What's happening, Wisdom Warriors? Back at it for another video. What's happening? What's happening, everybody? Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody is feeling good. Um, yeah, let's get into it, man. I got it. I was in the midst of doing some things, and I felt called to drop this video. And I know somebody out there needs to hear it, and we all do. This is a very powerful message that I'm bringing through. And this is going to be the title of the video, so we're going to go off of the title of the video this time. Usually I don't do this. This time I will. We cannot change the external world unless we change our internal world. That is going to be essentially the title of the video. And I'm going to go into more detail about this because, when you constantly listen to things in the external, whether it be the mainstream media, and you know what I'm talking about, or other things that, or other people or individuals or people of high status, so-called high status, sit there and say we need to change the world, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to move mountains, so to speak. It's never going to happen. And I know that I speak from optimism and from an optimistic place, and I'm very optimistic. The fact of the matter is the only way that we're going to change it is from the internal. The only way we're going to change the external world is through our internal world, because we have a world inside of us that we're birthing every single day, every moment. And the only way that, here's a good example. Okay, you could go outside in the external or in your house and move something, right? And clean this up or throw this out. But if you go from a spiritual level, or from a level of internal, maybe that thing that was in your house or that area in your house filled with garbage did not, and I don't mean garbage like food type of things, maybe material things that have been just sitting there for years that you haven't done anything with. And it sat there for as long as it did because you weren't internally cleared or healed for that thing in the external to be removed or moved or cleaned out or cleared. And I know it's hard to wrap your head around from a thinking mind standpoint, but I know you can think about the fact that, I could go outside and dig a hole and put a plant in that hole, and I just created change in the external world. And that's not exactly true fully, because these things that are happening, that we're going through, and we've been going through since 2020 and all this stuff that's been going on, a lot of this stuff, and going forward, if we want to get to a place of harmony and peace and balance, we have to do the inner work. And I keep talking about this on the channel over and over again, because it requires us going deep within and healing the traumas, healing the past pain, the addictions, all these things, the numbing out, the distractions, why we're doing that, why we find ourselves sitting there aimlessly scrolling on social media. Why? Ask yourself why. Why are you doing it? Is it out of boredom? Is it out of sadness? Is it out of I don't know why? And the more we do this stuff, and we don't really do the deep inner work, the more we're going to find that the external world is not going to be any different than it's been, if not getting worse. And so many of us on this planet don't want to do the hard, heavy lifting. They don't want to do it. They're afraid. They're scared. They're scared to face the trauma. They're scared to face the pain, and I don't mean necessarily physical pain. Well, everything is kind of physical pain, but I don't mean like, oh, an injury or something like that. It could also mean like pain of like a loss of somebody transitioning on to the spiritual realm. And I've been watching a lot of NDEs, near death experiences, and it's really interesting because actually my dad had one, actually more than one. And I've been getting messages kind of to look to dove deeper into that. I do I am certified in QHHT, which is quantum healing uh, hypnosis therapy, which is past life regression. That stuff really interests me, and as a matter of fact, I'm very strongly thinking about getting another certification in that, to where I can do that over Zoom, or where I'm not in person with the individual. And I'm really strongly considering something like to take on that training, and so I can do regression to anybody. I don't have to be in person giving a session, and I feel like we're moving in a way that um, more and more things are being done virtually. Now, mind you, in person, everything is so powerful, but it can also be powerful virtually. But there's nothing like, you know, um, being in a room when you meditate with others. You can really feel the energy in the room meditating versus meditating online. Not that you can't. I'm not going to say you can't, because I do it every Sunday. And you can feel the energy of everyone. But I don't know, there's something about when I was meditating in Florida. I would go weekly with my parents, my father and my mother. We would go every week, and you could literally feel the energy in that room when we were all meditating. And it was really powerful, and I just got a feeling of emotion that came up, because I told you my dad passed last year, so that hasn't been an easy time, as though I've been allowing the emotions and the feelings and the sensations to experience all of it. So, getting back to what I'm talking about here at hand, which is we can't, as we go forward, we're going to be required more and more to go inside of ourselves to heal. And as we go inside, I mean as a collective, because yes, I can do the healing, and yes, that's going to make a difference, but not an impact as to where all of us as a whole, as humanity, as collective, do the healing and do the deep inner work. The quicker and the faster we do all of that, the quicker and the faster we will see the changes in the external happen. And it doesn't necessarily work as like, oh, I'm going to do the heavy lifting, and I'm going to move these things in the external. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna change it in the external. It's not that simple, and majority of the time it's not gonna fully change, and it's not gonna change for the better or permanently. It may change for that moment, but it's not gonna be a permanent change. And it's interesting because a lot of these politicians and people out there speak about, oh, we need to, go clean energy and all this different kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that this external world is an illusion. And until we do the deep inner healing, and I say we because majority of humanity is avoiding it through distractions, and you know look, that's not their fault. There's higher there's higher powers at play, that are not healed and that are um, hurting others because they're hurt. So, what do they want to do? They want to keep us as distracted as they can through technology, through all these things. So it prevents us from healing, so that we do stay where we are, or it gets worse. And so, look, the bottom line is eventually, as time goes on and as we go further into 2023, as you can see, we're very close to a solar eclipse, which comes on Thursday. And I can already feel the shift. I posted a video yesterday about it, and I can definitely tell a difference, and I feel a difference, and I notice a difference, and the fact of the matter is it's not something that not everyone and not all of us are going to notice it. I definitely notice it, and if you watch the videos from yesterday, maybe you do too. And I'd love to hear your comments. Drop them below this video. What you're feeling, and if you're noticing a shift. If you're sensing a shift, and it's an interesting time to be alive, man. Let's just say that more and more information is coming out rapidly and faster for all of us. Well, hell, we're in the age of information, and it's you have to be in tune with your intuition and your knowingness internally, because if you don't, you're going to get swallowed up by all the information, not knowing what to believe, not knowing what to trust. There's too much coming out that you have to trust yourself and trust what you feel internally aligns with you and what doesn't, and what resonates with you and what doesn't. And the veil is thinning. It's been thinning, and we're coming into remembrance. As I speak on these videos more and more, I'm just here to remind you. As I spoke many times on this channel is a self-empowerment channel, and self-improvement and spiritual channel, and it's all of the above, and it's taking your power back, and taking your remembrance back, and knowing who you are, and your self-worth, and your value, and all of it. That's what this channel is about. Self-empowerment, and truth, and authenticity, and transparency, and and just being as courageous as you are, and believing in yourself, and believing in the messages that you're receiving, and the downloads you're getting, and trusting what is coming through, and but getting back to what I referenced in the beginning, we can't move mountains in the external. It's becoming exhausting, and you're not gonna sort that issue out with that individual in the external. If you have issues with an individual in the external, like a partner or a friend or a family member or a romantic partner, whatever the case may be, you're not going to sort it out in the external. You can communicate and everything, but I'm going to tell you right now, 100% from experience, from what I've gone through, you have to heal within before that situation resolves itself in the external. And once you heal within and you recognize the things that, which healing is an ongoing thing. It's a daily practice. It never ends. We're here every day every day we're in this human form, we're healing, we're doing healing, we're working on ourselves, we're improving ourselves, we're, we're, we're healing past traumas and old patterns, and the way we were treated as a child, and from our parents' patterns, and generational and ancestral, and it just never ends. We came here to heal, and then in us healing, the planet, the earth heals. The external heals. All this greed and manipulation and chaos heals. And we come into union with ourselves, and harmony and peace and balance with our masculine and feminine. And then we're able to draw in, these the romantic partner that is there to co-create with us, and build this amazing life, and help heal each other, and bring the best out of ourselves, that we may have thought otherwise or devalued, and so, the more we dig deeper and we go inward and we spend that time in isolation or by ourselves in nature, or just, listening to our thoughts, listening to how we feel internally, like what comes up, like, oh, I feel sad, and why are you feeling sad? Why not uncover that and look deeper? There's a reason that it's happening. There's a reason it's coming up to show you something, something that you can grow and evolve from, and on this journey, on this path that we're all on. And we're all on our own paths, in our own journeys, and we have free will, we have freedom of choice, and man, I just got chills, man. Let me just say, it's funny because exactly where this camera sits, directly on the other side of the screen, is my father's photo, and he's looking right at me as I'm recording this video to you guys, and it's I feel it. I feel the chills, and it just reminds me that every time I get on this camera and I speak, he's here with me. And it's funny because he never really was interested in me getting on Instagram and filming and getting live. I shut the door and I would go in there and just film, and and when I would talk about it, he wouldn't really be much interested. But now he's here, and just his photo right across the way, staring at me, it's like he's in the audience, listening and watching me. And I got the word from him from up there, man. Yes, I'm here, I'm watching you, and you're doing an amazing job, Darren. And I got chills, man, again. And I know that everything that he's saying is true. And what a beautiful moment I just had, that you guys got to experience. And I'm so grateful and thankful for this channel, and for all of us coming together and contributing and sharing ourselves vulnerably in the comments. I love reading the comments. I love responding. It's just so beautiful to see the community that we're creating, and that you never know who you meet in the comments. You never know who you meet on this channel. You never know where this channel is going to go, because I have a lot of big visions for what's to come. And if you're subscribed and you have that bell notification selected, you will get notifications and to what's to come, because we're building a community of self-empowerment, and where we all come together and unite as one, and just help each other through our challenges, through our experiences, and what we experienced, each and every one of us, and I'm so happy that the channel is growing. It's growing slowly, but it's growing, and more and more people are subscribing, more and more people are commenting, watching the videos. I mean, it's beautiful to go and see how many watch hours in the back end, and how many views on all over 200 something videos. I've posted it in over a year. If you don't have enough content, trust me, there's enough content on there for you to find and learn something about yourself. Because my hope is that you just don't come here and watch this out of comedy or for pleasure, that you come here and watch these videos for growth within yourself, for you to learn something, for you to gain introspection, and for you to gain knowledge to then help you in your life. Because again, like I said, it's a self-empowerment channel, and it's spiritual channel, and it's a self-improvement channel, and it's health channel, and I mean, just everything. It's everything encompassed into one, where we share wisdom, and the wisdom comes from our experience. Especially on this channel, I won't talk about anything that I haven't experienced or gone through. I share from personal experience. And I am so grateful to every last one of you and every single one of you who have subscribed, who have liked the videos, who have watched them. Even if you didn't like them, that's okay. You didn't hit the like button. That's quite all right. If you got something out of it and it helped you grow in some way and expand, then that's all that matters. I appreciate you exchanging energy, and hitting the like button or subscribing or sharing it out to somebody else that could use the content to help them expand or grow or give them self-empowerment. But yeah, me and my dad are running this channel, man. He's running it from up there, and he's right here in this room with me right now, and it's amazing. It's truly amazing. I was speaking of this when I was walking out in nature the other day, yesterday I think actually, and interestingly enough, I wanted to do things with him more. Like I wanted him on a podcast I'm working on, and I wanted to record him on video and have these opportunities for him to tell his story, but he never wanted to. And, he wasn't one to get on camera or those types of things. He videoed behind the camera. He always was behind the camera, or he wanted to do it in person like he did when he spoke in front of hundreds of people or thousands about his story and his journey. And that's just the way he wanted to do it, hands-on. He was from, like he said all the time, I'm from the old school. He wasn't into the technology and the computers and, all that stuff. He was, born in the 40s. So, he didn't really resonate with the technology as much. So, but man, did I get chills during this video. And I know you're here, Dad. I know you're here. I love you, man. I love you. I feel you. I can feel the chills as I say that. I know you're in such a peaceful, loving space, and you're with me all the time. And I'm so grateful and thankful. And, that we got to share this journey together. I learned so much from him through experiences that we both were involved in throughout my entire life and his life. And for that, I'm so grateful, because I can sit in front of this camera and teach and share my experiences and, help somebody else with maybe struggles that they're going through that I've already experienced, and I've, arrived on the other side. It's very, very different when you have that opportunity to be on both sides of the fence in any situation where you experience both sides of the fence. It gives you so much more perspective, and it's beautiful. It's like me. I was told, that I'm breaking free of the shackles and the chains, and I'm going to be able to see with deep clarity, like as if I'm in a helicopter overlooking my entire life, and I'm going to see it from a scope, like a faraway scope, where I'm zoomed out, and that awareness is just so powerful, and I'm getting chills again. Because all of this is true, and I'm speaking from the heart. Everything I'm saying on this video, and I always do, and I always come from the heart. And I love you guys so much, and I love this channel, and I love what we're creating. Well, actually, what we're co-creating. So, yeah, getting back to, the fact that we need to do the deep inner work and the hard, heavy lifting, which means, you know, looking within, looking within it, the fears we have, whatever the case may be for you, things that you're scared of, things that you're not scared of, things that why you don't, why change affects you so much, why, uh, whatever the case may be for your situation, why you're experiencing lack or why you're not experiencing lack, or it varies for everybody, and it's totally different for all of us. And why I am addicted to this, doing this scrolling all day, or PMO porn, whatever the case may be, man. There's reason. There's always an underlying reason for everything. Because if we're in harmony and we're in balance with our masculine and feminine, and there's a balance there, you're not going to find yourself overdoing anything. It's going to be that you're going to be able to just do it, enjoy it or not enjoy it, and then walk away and maybe not go back to it for weeks later or months later or years later. Versus like you continually repeat and repeat and repeat, or overeat, or whatever the addiction or patterns or traumas you're playing out from mostly childhood. Things happen as we get older too, and that becomes a trauma or a pattern. And but mostly it's childhood, and it's our upbringing, and it could be even like I have been healing for years now, and past life stuff, which has been no easy task. It's been tumultuous, to say the least, and especially the last 7 years. So, with that being said, I'm going to put out more videos on, things that we can do. Breath work is a really powerful way to clear out a lot of trauma and patterns, and just clear out densities in our body and energies that are stuck, and just so many different things. And I'm currently finishing up a teacher training for one type of breath work, and then I'm going to move on to another. I have quite a while to go with all the different ways of breath work that I plan on having and using. And right now, I've been doing this one specific type of breath work for over 6 months, and I'm finishing up one part of the teacher training, and it's been so powerful. I spoke about it a bunch of times on here, and I've spoken about how powerful it's been when I fasted, even more powerful than than when I eat, and how much more spiritually connected to God and divine and source you are when you fast and do breath work. It's powerful, man. It's powerful. I urge you to look into different types of breath works, and do it. It can't hurt you. It's only going to help you. It's going to help you to expand. It's going to help you to free yourself of some traumas and pain and suffering that you've had, and stuck energies in your body, and you just move through things that maybe you weren't necessarily able to prior to it. And I've definitely had a lot of movement in the well over 6 months of breath work I've been doing daily. Every single day I wake up and I do breath work. Of course, I meditate, and then I do breath work, and then I do Kundalini yoga. And all of these things have helped me to move through pain, suffering, trauma, all kinds of things, fears, reprogramming the nervous system, rewiring the brain. I mean, all of it is helping. The fasting, the detoxing, These are all things we can all do to improve ourselves and to move energy, because everything is energy. So the trauma, the pain, it's all energy, and a lot of it is stuck in the body, and may take you lifetimes if you don't use some of these modalities that can help with it, because you don't want to bottle it up. That's for one. I did that most of my life, and you don't want to bottle it up and push it down, because it will persist. I promise you that. I'm not trying to scare you or put you in fear. That's not my intention. It's just that we have to, as a collective, as humanity, we have to all start putting in the work, man. If we can't just sit here and talk about how we want things in the external to change if we don't do the inner work. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And everyone complains about how fast they want things to change and move, and yet people don't want to do the work. They claim they are, but they don't want to. It is not easy to fast. Even if you've done it, and I've done it for a couple months now, every other week, and it still doesn't get that easy. It's easier. I'm not going to lie. It's easier, but when you start getting into like the second and third day, and there comes a point where it does, like, kind of like, because everything is like this, ebb and flow, up and down, but the thing of it is, man, it gets easier because you are purging a lot when you fast. You're not only purging physically, you're purging emotionally, you're purging spiritually, mentally, everything. It's not only, I'm not eating, and like you're giving your body a rest from having to work hard, and that in that working hard, you're not you're not getting the opportunity to like heal from these emotional things that are also in the body. But when you detox and you fast, you're purging a lot. You're purging everything from all areas. So again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what to do in any way, shape, or form in any of these videos I post. This is a self-empowering channel, empowerment channel, and it's for you to listen to your gut and your intuition and how you feel inward about any of these modalities or practices I talk about, or anything I talk about on this channel. So take what you resonate with and leave the rest, and if you feel called to detox or fast, more power to you. Do some research before you do it, or if you feel like you're strong enough and called to do it, do it. It's only going to help you. Again, you have free will and freedom of choice, and you make those decisions. I'm not here to tell you. I'm just here to talk about my journey and my experience and share my stories. And what you take from it is what you take from it. I love you all so much. I hope you got something out of this. Please, please start looking into ways to go in and heal within, because the more people that start to do this and start to come together, we will see a change in the external. Instead of just complaining and bitching and saying it's not fair, I want it to be different, like I want everybody to come together and be harmonious and stop the wars and the greed and the manipulation and the health things that are happening in these facilities. In order for all that to transform, we have to transform. We have to transform. We have to be the change. So be the change. Step up, man. And take your life in your hands and speak to your angels and your guides and God, if that's who you call it. And take your power into your hands, because no one is going to come save any of us. We have to save ourselves. I love you all so much again. I could talk all day about this. I love coming on here and teaching you all, and from my experience and my journey, and you guys are a part of it, and I love it, and we're walking on this journey together. I love you all so much, man, from my heart to yours. Take care of yourself and each other, And, you know, please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. You help grow this channel. You help share it out, and more people get the content that need it. And we can keep growing, man, and keep creating this beautiful, amazing community where who knows where it goes and what it becomes. Again, I love you all so much. Take care. And with that being said, let's go, Wisdom Warriors. We got this.